Welcome to Focus Today, and today is a special day because we have Tim Elbert in the house. That makes it real special. And also, here it is, the first of the month, and we're going into the winter season and change the weather this weekend. And he's brought with him here a beautiful hanging basket of pansies. This is gorgeous.
Yeah.
We're going to give this away today?
This is our giveaway today.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So here's what you do if you want to maybe win this basket of hanging pansies, or a hanging basket of pansies. There we go.
Either one.
Either one. Give us a call and ask Tim a question. The phone number is 541-776-5368. And when you call, your name's going in the hat, and at the end of the program, we're going to pull one lucky name out, and they're going to win this beautiful hanging basket of pansies. And if you're outside the immediate area, we'd love to hear from you, toll free for you, and that's 1-800-373-5368. Again, toll free, 1-800-373-5368. Well, warm days, cool nights, the leaves are falling like snow.
We have had absolutely the best fall weather that I have seen in my memory.
Really?
It has just...
Well, your memory isn't very long.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I couldn't resist that one.
Well, it's definitely not as long as yours.
Yeah, right.
But no, I mean, the colors have just been outstanding. It has just been fabulous. So, yeah, it has been a great fall. But yeah, things are starting to change a little bit, and we've got a little bit of time left to take care of all of those nice fall things to do in the yard and garden, and it's a little time to hang up some pretty flowers.
All right. Well, I tell you, if you got any questions about what you should be doing in the yard, because the change is a-coming, and it's upon us now, give us a call and get your name in the hat. You know, we've had some warm days, cool nights, but it seemed like it got a little cool, and all of a sudden, all those beautiful colors went to brown, and they're falling down. You know? So we're there. By the way, before I get too far down here, what should be the watering pattern? I know we have some rain in the forecast for the weekend, but should we be watering the lawn, or go ahead and turn everything off and winterize it? You
know, I just shut off my water. I haven't winterized yet. I'm still a little nervous to do that, but I just shut my water off at my house as I went through this last week and started to kind of check what the water levels were. It was pretty wet still, and I had cut back. So now I'm shutting off. I'm watching to see if I need to run my sprinklers. I might kick them on one day for you know, a 1 day a week or something if we don't get a lot of rain. But at this point, shutting off and just maybe not quite winterizing yet. So we're not going to have cold enough temperatures to damage sprinkler systems until, you know, for at least another month or so. So we've got a little time yet for that.
All right, one other lawn question. Any fertilization going on now? Letting the rain take it in?
This is kind of the end of the season for the lawn care program. So if you're putting down your lawn fertilizer, you want to get that done pretty soon, you know, because this
weekend, as a matter of fact. It's going to rain. Now's the time to put it down and let the rain take it in.
Yeah. So I've talked to quite a few people this last couple of weeks who have said that it's been several months since they have fed their lawns, and I really can't encourage you enough. If you haven't fed your lawn in a while, get some fertilizer on that lawn now, because it's got to go through winter healthy in order to come out beautiful in spring.
All right, let's go to the phones. Again, our phone number is 776-5368 or toll free 1-800-373-5368. When you call in, your name's going in the hat, and somebody's going to win this beautiful hanging basket of pansies. This should go for quite a while, right?
Oh, yeah, all winter long and through spring. They'll trail down beautifully. Oh, yeah, they're going to be gorgeous.
All right, Fern, hi.
Hi. I have a question about raspberries. I bought a bush and planted it in my garden this year. I noticed it was just springing up everywhere, and I was afraid that it was going to take over, so I put it in a pot. Will it do well in that pot? It's a 2-foot by 2-foot round pot.
Oh, yeah, it should do fine in a container. Eventually, it's going to fill that container up, probably next year. They are very fast. But when that happens, you can take it out of the pot, divide it, replant half of it or something, and then either give the other half away to friends or plant it in the garden. Now, you can keep them contained in the garden just as those shoots kind of shoot out away from your place where you're wanting them, you can just dig those out in the fall and the winter and get rid of them. So either way is fine. The one thing to do, though, this time of year is to go through, well, you can wait, it's still a little early yet, I guess, but go through and prune off all of the fruiting canes, so anything that produced a fruit. And you'll be able to tell because at the end of that branch, of that cane, there will be that little cluster where the flowers used to be, where the fruit used to hang. You'll see those on there, and you want to prune those all off. And, and then leave the other ones. All those other shoots will be what produces your fruit in spring next year.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Right, thank you, Fern. All right, 776-5368 is the number. If you have any questions for Tim, and this is the big change in the weekend and the weather-wise, and what you should or shouldn't be doing in the yard, transplanting, cutting back, pruning, fertilizing, whatever. And your name's going to go in the hat, and somebody's going to win this beautiful hanging basket of pansies. And look at the color on those. And he said this thing's going to bloom all winter long.
Absolutely. Well, you got to water it once in a while.
It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And so let us know. 776-5368 is the local number, 541-776-5368. Or toll-free, 1-800-373-5368 if you have any questions about what you should be doing in the yard, especially this weekend with the big change coming in the weather. All right, I noticed they're harvesting the pumpkins and all this and that. Any pruning we should be doing now?
Well, there's a lot that you can do right now. What I suggest for a lot of people with shade trees and things, you go through and those leaves are falling off now. You're beginning to see some of that structure. You can look into there and you can see what needs to be pruned and begin to do some of that pruning now. It's not going to hurt them any at all. So yes, I would encourage you, if you've got some things to do, go for it. Fruit trees, maybe not so much. I think I'd wait a little longer for those. Allow those buds to get fully dormant before you do much with those. Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. There's
What about roses? I mean,
roses. That was the thing.
Oh.
Thank you.
A little early or not?
No, you know, usually we say right around Thanksgiving time, you want to go through it and cut them in half and clean them up.
Yeah.
You could, if you're wanting to get out in the yard and work on that, you could do that now. The way the weather's been, I know my roses have kind of stopped blooming. They're about done for the season. So I'm getting ready to go through and cut all mine in half, clean everything out of there, and get ready for the spray. And then we'll do the lime sulfur spray. This will be the combination lime sulfur and dormant oil that'll go on those. That'll get them through winter and ready for your final pruning in February.
All right. Let's go to the phones. Again, when you call in, your name's going in the hat. Someone's going to win this beautiful hanging basket of pansies, and the color is spectacular. All right. Hi, Pat. What's going on with mushrooms in your yard?
Well, hi, guys. I'm on my cell phone, so I hope I don't cut out. But last year, I had a ton of white mushrooms in my lawn, in my yard. And so I hand-picked them all out, and then I put nitrogen pretty thoroughly in my yard, and then I had the same problem again this year.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, first of all, when you see those mushrooms, what you are seeing is what we call the fruiting bodies of the fungus. It's not really the whole fungus. So when you go through and you pick out those mushrooms, what you're leaving behind is the fungus in the soil, which is more of a filament type of a kind of a stringy substance in the ground. And when it decides to produce new spores or mushroom seeds, if you will, it's going to produce that little mushroom, that little cap that you'll see like that. And so in reality, by picking them out, you're really not doing a whole lot of good. It's not helping any at all. It might make it look better, but that's about it. But in order to stop those mushrooms from developing, what you need to do is change that soil so that the fungus doesn't want to grow there anymore. And the best way to do that is to adjust the pH of your soil. It's generally a sign that your pH is too low or too acidic when you have mushrooms in the lawn. And so by adding some lime to the soil, you're going to stop a lot of those problems with the mushrooms. So it is a great time now to put lime down, and you can get that pelleted. We do carry that at the nursery. And usually a 25-pound bag will cover about 2,000 square feet. So it's very inexpensive. So you can get that put down just before the rain, and that certainly will help your mushroom problem.
Oh, great. Thank you so much.
Okay,
You're welcome.
Pat, thanks for calling in. All right, let's go to John. Hey, John, what's going on with your lawn? And what do you got, crane flies?
Well, yeah, I guess they're called crane flies. I call them mosquito hawks. But my neighbor told me that they will cause havoc in my new lawn. It's only a year old, and I'm wondering what's the remedy?
Excellent question. Yes, those crane flies can cause a lot of problems. And in the past, we've suggested an application of what's called grub-free zone in the spring, early on, like February, early March. But we've actually found that fall applications of the grub-free zone seem to work really well to help keep those guys under control. Those larvae are a little white grub that'll lay kind of dormant in the soil over the winter time and then begin to feed in the spring. So grub-free zone, get it on the lawn now would be a great time, and again early in the spring as well.
Good. So both applications in this fall, and then do another app in the spring, you say?
Yeah, that would be your best shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Okay.
Great. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, John.
You're welcome.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll take your phone calls. The phone number is 541-776-5368. That's the local number. And if you're outside the immediate area, maybe up and down the southern Oregon coast, down in Northern California, over in the Klamath Basin, give us, maybe you're watching on Roku, give us a buzz. 1-800-373-5368. Somebody is going to win this beautiful hanging basket of pansies with Tim Elbert from the Four Seasons Nursery. Coming up in just a few moments.
Hi, I'm Paulina, and I work at theDove TV. Did you know that when you support theDove TV, you have a profound impact, not only in our community, but around the world? It's your continued support that takes the inspiration and hope in the programs we produce and makes them available to the thousands of people who are watching these videos online every week. Help bring encouragement and hope to our valley and beyond by making a secure online donation today at our website, thedove.us.
We are back with Tim Elbert from the Four Seasons Nursery, and we're taking your questions today. And of course, as you know, the warm days and cool nights. Now we're going to get cool days and cool nights. And the weather changes upon us, so maybe you have some last-minute gardening questions. And as you call in, your name's going in the hat. Somebody's going to win this beautiful hanging basket of pansies. And yes, the fragrance in the studio today is just spectacular. These things have quite the fragrance, don't they?
They do. They smell wonderful.
Boy,
and they don't taste bad either. I mean,
I understand. You can eat those. Put them on your salad.
Yeah, yeah. Decorate cakes and things with them. Yeah.
Phone number 541-776-5368 or toll free 1-800-373-5368. All right, Ellen, you've been very patient. Good morning. What's up?
Good morning. I have a clematis that is at least 8 years old, and it goes up a light pole, stretches out about 20 feet. And I've trimmed back a little bit, but usually by the time I trim it back, I'm seeing sprouts. I want to know how far I can trim it back. It has about 6 main stems that come up out of the ground that wind around the light pole. How far back on those stems can I go?
Yeah, you can prune clear back to those stems without damaging the plant itself. However, if it's an early spring blooming one, your timing is off. You'd want to do a summer pruning on that.
Well, it blooms all summer. It's, I think, the Jacquemini. It's the purple one.
Oh, Jacquemini? Yeah. Then, yeah, you can prune that now. You'd be fine with that. Yeah. Yeah, just cut back. You can cut clear back to those main stems, and it'll be fine.
Okay, great. And I have some roses that I need to move. When should I dig them out?
We are still a little early for that. give it about another month or so. So
Okay.
if we're past Thanksgiving time, it is generally a good time for that. You can cut them back and dig them and move them, transplant them, get them all planted in and everything, and then do your dormant sprays on them at the same time. They should be dormant enough at that point that the move won't hurt them a bit.
Depending on how big the root system is, can I trim the roots at all?
Yeah, generally, when you dig those up, you're going to be cutting some roots.
Okay.
So, and the main thing is that you cut the top back far enough. Don't hesitate to cut it as far back as you need to, even clear down to a foot tall. It's not going to hurt the plant any at all.
Okay.
And it will benefit from that if you're cutting roots.
Okay.
So.
Thank you. I'll do that.
All righty.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Ellen. All right, let's go to, let's see here. Stacy, you've been very patient. What's going on with your blueberries?
Well, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
They were new this past spring, so we got them in and got them well established, and I'm just wanting to know what to do this fall to prep them to get through the winter okay. And there's a few weeds that have grown in near them, and I'm nervous about pulling those weeds out because I feel like they probably have pretty sensitive root systems.
Oh, no, yeah, the blueberries have very strong roots. I wouldn't worry about it at all. Their root systems are very, very fine and actually kind of small, but they're tough. And so go ahead and pull those weeds out of there. I just wouldn't spray those weeds because blueberry roots are also very shallow, and so you don't want to do anything to damage those roots with a chemical. But go ahead, pull those weeds out of there, clean that area up, mulch it with an inch or as much as 2 inches of some fresh sawdust in those areas, and that extra tannic acid from that sawdust will get down in the soil and get that pH down where it should be for your blueberries, and you'll have a great crop for spring.
Is there a specific kind of sawdust that I should steer clear from? I think I remember someone saying pine versus
Cedar?
fir.
Well, when it comes to the blueberries, we want those tannic acids, and so we're going to be able to use just about any kind of sawdust we want to around the blueberries. The acid's not going to be a bad thing. The only thing I would stay away from would be probably walnut. If you're a cabinet shop worker or something like that, you've got some walnut sawdust or shavings around, yeah, those don't do so well around your plants. They produce a product called juglanase, which is a kind of a growth inhibitor. So we don't want that around it. But just about any other kind of sawdust works fine. But also be sure in the spring that you hit them up with a little nitrogen-based fertilizer, because that sawdust, as it's breaking down, is going to leach some nitrogen out of your soil.
Okay. And is there some kind of copper I'm supposed to put on the blueberries?
You can spray them with copper. I don't typically see a lot of problems with blueberries, and so it's not a real necessary thing. But if you're worried and you want to make sure that there's no issues, a copper spray this time of year would be fine.
Okay. What does the copper do?
Copper prevents disease problems, fungus and disease. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks so much.
Okay,
All right,
Stacey,
you're welcome.
Thanks for calling in.
Have a great day.
Okay,
Bye.
you too. All right, 776-5368 is the number, the local number, 541-776-5368, toll free, 1-800-373-5368. And somebody's going to win this beautiful basket, hanging basket of pansies. All right, hi, Marilyn, you've been very patient. You have a grass question and an apple tree question.
Yes, I do. You were just saying that I should put fertilizer on grass now, but I had it just newly hydro-seeded about the 7th of September.
Okay.
And should I go ahead and put more fertilizer on it, or is that enough? And also the apple tree, it has powdery mildew, and I've even seen that on Swiss chard in my garden. Will that kill the plant and the tree?
Okay, well, to answer your long question first, if you haven't put any other fertilizer on since it was hydroseeded, then yes, definitely put some on. The Fertilome Classic is a slow release. That's what I would put on there. It'll do a lot of good for it. So definitely yes on that. As far as the apple tree goes, yes, powdery mildew can be a problem. However, it's usually not something that is going to kill the tree. but it can weaken it and it can cause other problems. And if it's not taken care of, that powdery mildew can get onto your fruit and cause some serious problems with your fruit. So when those leaves fall off the apple, clean them up and don't compost them. Just get rid of them. Just take them out of the way or burn them or whatever. But yeah, I wouldn't compost them. And then use a lime sulfur spray on that tree. I would get that on fairly soon, and that should help control some of that for the fall and winter. And then in the spring, as those new buds begin to pop open, you'll want to do that lime sulfur again to protect that new growth from any of the spores that are left over. All right?
Thank you very much. Can I get in one more question?
Sure.
All right. The lady was talking about blueberry plants, and I put 4 in my garden in raised boxes, and they get a partial shade from a nearby tree. But they've never actually flourished. They just look like they're half dead every year. I was thinking about transplanting those directly into the ground, which is more acid. Is that a good choice?
Well, you can acidify the soil. I don't think you have to actually retransplant them. You can acidify the soil, get some aluminum sulfate or magnesium sulfate, add that to the soil, a little fresh sawdust, and then definitely in spring some nitrogen-based fertilizer like the Fertilome Tree and Shrub Food is really good. It's a 19-8-10. And get that extra nitrogen in there. I think you'll see a major turnaround just doing that.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Okay, thanks, Marilyn. All right, let me squeeze in one more before we take a break. Denise, what's going on with your raspberries?
Well, I was wondering if I can trim them back, and then any shoots that came up can dig them out and replant them.
Yes and yes. Pruning them back, it's a little bit, probably a little on the early side. However, if you can get in and see through there to do the pruning, you're fine to prune them. I usually wait until after the first of the year when all the leaves are gone and things like that. That's when we do a lot of the pruning on the berries at my dad's house, because I don't have any at my house. but anyways, again, you want to go through and prune out all of the canes that bore fruit last year, and get rid of those, and then save the other ones. All the other little shoots that are shooting out to the side that you don't want, absolutely, you can dig those up and replant them, and they will grow. So you could do that as well. Again, this time of year, it's a little on the early side, but you could still be successful if you needed to do it now.
Okay, thank you. Is there a special kind of mulch that I could use around them to keep the water more in the soil, and then the weeds out?
I like to use composted leaves and grass clippings around them. It works really good, and you can just kind of toss that in there loosely and up around those canes, and they'll take off and do really well.
Okay, thank you. I have a lot of maple leaves. Will that work?
Yeah, make sure that you compost them first or put them through a shredder or something like that before you put them on. So keep them in a compost pile for this winter, and then throw them on there in the spring.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, the phone number is 776-5368 or toll free 1-800-373-5368. You got any questions for Tim as we kind of head into the winter months now, what you should be doing with your favorite things in the garden? Give us a call. Your name's going to go in the hat. Somebody coming up pretty soon is going to win this beautiful hanging basket of pansies, and the fragrance in the studio today is magnificent. So beautiful colors, and give us a call. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Daniel and I work at theDove TV. You know, compared to Portland, Seattle, and LA, Medford might be considered a small market, but at theDove, we're excited about the opportunity to make a big impact right here in our community. And you help make that happen. Did you know that more than 90% of our income comes from people like you? You can help us now by making a secure online donation at our website, thedove.us, or by phoning 541-776-5368.
We are back with Tim Elbert from Four Seasons Nursery, and taking your questions today. As you know, there's a significant change in the weather coming, and it is November now, so here we go. What you should be doing in the yard? Well, when you call in and ask your question, whether it's fertilizing, pruning, transplanting, whatever, your name's going in the hat. Somebody's going to win this beautiful hanging basket. It's just gorgeous, of pansies, and the fragrance is outstanding today. So give us a call. The local number is 541-776-5368. Those watching on the Dove TV, it's right there at the bottom of the screen. Or toll free at 1-800-373-5368. We'd love to take your call. Call now so your name can get in the hat. All right, bulbs. What's going on with bulbs? Are we planting bulbs now?
If you are planning on putting in spring flowering bulbs like tulips and daffodils and hyacinths and those types of things, yeah, now is the time to get those in the ground. And you know, there's the ones that are in the ground, you may begin to see them sprouting up soon.
Oh, really?
And that's always a scary thing.
Too late to separate now if they're in the ground?
No, if you're going to do it, if you've already got them in the ground, you want to dig them and separate them, absolutely. Now is the time.
All right.
Early November is great for that. You want to get it done before Thanksgiving, and give them a lot of time. If they start to sprout and come up, it's an okay thing. We tend to get a little bit scared. We see all that new growth coming on. We think, oh, it's going to freeze, it's going to freeze. Yeah. It's very, very hardy growth on those things, and they'll be fine.
Do you have a procrastinator's grass seed?
You know, I was going to get some in, but I forgot.
Is it too late? Well, there you go.
I'll have it tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Is it too late to put some grass seed in the ground?
It's late. Yeah. It's usually I say November 1st.
Why does new grass come up through the snow? I mean, I've never figured this out.
Well, it will. It will come up. And, you know, you'll actually get some. If you put seed down now, it'll come up. It'll still sprout and come up. But what happens is that it doesn't get really thick, it doesn't thicken up enough. It just kind of sprouts and then stays, and then the weeds start to come up through it, and you just end up with more problems than it's worth. When our soil temperatures drop down too low, that seed just takes forever to begin to germinate. So we're kind of, change the weather. That's a good sign to tell you that.
I just thought I'd put some grass seed down and get out with a hairdryer and just.
There you go.
Just kidding. All right, let's go back to the phones. Hi, Judy. What's going on with your lawn?
Well, my question for Tim is, do you have a preference, organic versus chemical lawn fertilizers? And let me tell you why I asked. This might sound really crazy, but I had moved to organic just because I know that that's actually healthier long-term for the lawn. And when I did that, we live out a bit, still in the city, but out a bit, and the raccoons just thought it was the greatest place in the whole world to come and eat. And so I switched back to chemical because I can't stand, I don't have dogs, so I don't need to do lawn cleanup, but I do with raccoons. So what's your take on that?
Well,
put a little bowl out there so the raccoons can wash their hands before they eat.
Make sure they say grace first. Yeah.
I thought about a 22, but that's not legal. So.
Oh well.
Well, it's definitely with organics, animals can be a bit of a problem, and the key is get the fertilizer down and watered in thoroughly, so that there's less chance of that happening. But they're still going to be out there digging around in it and stuff like that. So, if you want to go organic, you're going to have some other issues and some other problems that come up. As far as a preference for me, I actually put down chemical, I should say, I call it conventional or synthetic fertilizers on my lawns because they work a lot better. I can make my lawn look really, really good with a conventional fertilizer as opposed to the organics, which I just seem to have a really hard time getting my lawn to where I want it to be with an organic. And I've gone kind of, tried both ways. But well, I mean, we do carry what I feel is one of the better organics for lawns, and that's put out by Espoma. But again, I still use the conventional fertilizers. Now, I will add the soil activator, which is all organic, and that helps my soil out a lot. And it keeps me from having to fertilize too much because that soil activator helps your lawn kind of utilize those nutrients more efficiently, so you don't have to put as much fertilizer on. So that's kind of what I do.
Okay. Well, I just put the soil activator on last weekend, so So I'm with you there. So, okay, well, that's what I wanted to know.
All right,
thank you
Judy.
so much. All right, have a great day.
You too. Okay, hi, Phyllis. You got something about hydrangeas and rose fertilizer.
Exactly. I know this is an annual question about the hydrangeas. However, I want to make sure you were talking earlier about this is the time to prune. Is that true for hydrangeas also or not?
Well, yes and no.
Okay.
If you have the newer varieties of hydrangea that are reblooming, like endless summer, then yes, you can prune those. In fact, you can prune those any time of year, and it's not going to hurt them a bit.
Wow.
If you have an older type of hydrangea, you can prune, but you got to be very careful because they bloom on last year's growth.
Right.
So whatever growth they put on this year is what they're going to bloom on next year. So if you prune all of that off, you're not going to get any flowers.
Right.
So we want to just be very careful with that. But as far as can you prune, absolutely, yes.
But then if I don't cut back, if I can't tell which is old, last year's or this year's or whatever, can I take off the old dead leaves?
Absolutely.
Okay,
if
the leaves can come off, just not the stems.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And quickly on the roses, when is it the time to put down the magic mixture, the alfalfa mixture on the roses?
Late January, February.
Okay, that's what I wondered. Okay.
Valentine's Day.
Okay, one more thing real quick, I forgot. I brought up this past fall, actually, or early, late summer, some Shasta daisies, and they were cuts or plugs, perhaps, from some plants in California. And I planted them off the patio, but totally where they will be next year, hopefully, but totally exposed to the weather. Mm-hmm. Are they going to make it?
Absolutely. Those are tough plants, and they'll be just fine.
Okay, they're very large blooms.
Oh,
you think they'll make it?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
There you go.
Thanks.
Thanks, Phyllis.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, let's go to Debbie. And what's going on with the crepe myrtle?
Well, I have one in a pot, and I was wondering if now's the time to put it in the ground.
Yep. Well, I'd say yesterday be a better day. No, you want to get them in the ground as soon as possible. The crepe myrtles are just kind of on the edge of hardy for our area, and so the sooner you get it in the ground, the better. Definitely, it's going to do better in the ground than it would in the container. So,
would you suggest that I wait till springtime?
No.
Okay.
Get it in the ground this fall, as soon as you can. That'd be best.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
Okay. All right, we'll squeeze in one more before we take a break. Hi, Rita.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hi.
I have what I think may be a deceased rhododendron. The wood has turned very brittle and gray. The very few leaves, and they're turning brown.
Mm-hmm.
It's not setting any buds.
Yes, it's. Can you play taps?
I think I could find maybe a Boy Scout to do that for me.
Yeah, okay. You get them to dig it out for you, too, because, it does not sound good.
No. What should I be doing for the one next to it?
Prayer.
That is doing okay. So far, so good.
Yeah, and without knowing what the problem is with that one that's died, it's hard to say what you can do to the other to protect it from whatever's attacking that one. Just making sure that it stays healthy. I wouldn't do any feeding on rhodies or azaleas right now. So I would stay away from that. They have a very shallow root system, and they like that. So a light mulch is okay, but nothing heavy.
Okay.
And then in the spring, I would suggest maybe some good acid fertilizer, and then a product called 2-in-1, and it is a insect and disease control product that you can pour around the root system that will protect it from insects and diseases.
Yeah.
And again, probably spring is your best timing for that.
Okay. Its leaves are not as dark green as I'd like.
Mm-hmm. That could just be the variety. Some of them have lighter colored foliage. You can always bring me a sample or email me a photograph, and we'll be able to look to see if there's any issues.
Right, in a clear plastic bag, right?
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I'll just take that poor roadie out and say a prayer.
There you go. Thanks,
Thank
Rita.
you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, our phone number is 776-5368. We're going to take a quick break, but get your call in. Your name's going to go in the hat, and somebody's going to win this beautiful hanging basket of pansies, and the fragrance in here is just delightful, so you could have that for yourself. Or if you're outside the immediate area, by the way, if you're listening up and down the Southern Oregon coastline on one of the Dove radio stations there, or maybe in Northern California or over in the Klamath Basin, or maybe you're watching on Roku, give us a buzz. Toll free, 1-800-373-5368. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Paula, and I work at the Dove TV. Every day we get letters and emails from people who've been encouraged, blessed, and challenged by the programs on the Dove TV. But we couldn't do it without you. Did you know that more than 90% of our income comes from people like you? You can help us continue to bring inspiration and hope to our community by making a secure online donation at our website, thedove.us, or call us at 541-776-5368.
We are back with Tim Elbert, and Tim heads up the Four Seasons Nursery here in Southern Oregon and has for quite a few years, he and his family, and they have everything beautiful, everything you need in the way of gardening. And they even have these hanging baskets of pansies that we're going to give away one of these baskets here in a few moments. And your new hours are?
We're open 9 to 5. Monday through Saturday, closed on Sundays now.
Well, hey, dude. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to sign the visitor slip when I go back to church on Sunday.
You didn't have to sign the visitor's card. What do you got in the way of color besides these hanging pansies?
Oh, there's actually quite a few things out there right now. Of course, all the other pansies that are blooming, and there's still some mums and kale.
Mm-hmm.
There's some beautiful coral bells with their gorgeous foliage. Lots of foliage color. In fact, we have some really nice sedums that are colorful right now. They're kind of a succulent type of plant that are colorful right now. And we're getting, of course, in all of the conifers are starting to come in right now. So getting ready for all the live Christmas trees.
There you go.
And we just had 2 big shipments come in, and so it's beautiful right now.
All right. Again, Four Seasons Nursery is out on Crater Lake Highway. You go out Highway 62, get off on Violet's Road, just go up a little bit and you can't miss it. It's right there on the right. 9 to 5, Monday through Saturday. All right, let's go to the phones real quick. Hi, Penny. What's going on with your roadie?
Well, I want to move them. They're dying where they are, and I'd like to move them somewhere else. Can I do that now?
Okay, I'll let you. It's if you could wait for a little while longer, let's get some good rain. Let's get maybe a harder freeze first. And that'll really put them into good dormancy, and then you can move them. But if you had to, if you are on time crunch and you really need to, just dig a good-sized root ball, and you should be fine.
Okay. The other thing is it time to winterize my lawn now, or am I too early?
You're too late.
You're
not too late. But no, generally, I suggest starting in October, but clear through the first part of November. So definitely do that now. You want to get that done as soon as possible.
Okay. One other thing is on the roses. The spray is lime sulfur and what?
And dormant oil.
Dormant oil. And how much of each?
Well, that would depend on the brand that you're getting. If you're buying the high-yield brand that we carry, I think it's about 3/4 of a cup of the lime sulfur and 6 tablespoons of the oil in enough water to make a gallon of spray.
Okay. And on the ground, it's alfalfa and Epsom salt?
Yes, and that is not until February.
Right, Valentine's Day. And how much of each of those? Half and half?
Yep, about half and half, and about a half a cup for a rose bush. If it's a big one, you could probably use as much as a cup.
Great. Thank you very much.
All righty.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right, you see it. All right, let's go to, hi, Marianne, Grapevine Care, huh?
Good morning.
What's up?
Well, how do you take care of a grapevine after it's finished? The grapes are all gone now, and the leaves are turning golden, and the vine itself is crawling along a fence line, and it's heavy. It's pretty heavy even now after bearing. is there something we're supposed to do? Do those tendrils get cut back? How do you care for that?
Well, it's still early for any of that. I would allow those leaves to completely fall from the vine, and then about February, before those buds start to swell up, you're going to want to do your pruning then. So for now, there's really not much you want to do with the grape.
Okay, they don't need any fertilizer or anything like that. Just wait a little while before we do anything, huh?
Yep. Give them. They're going dormant. They're going to hit the sack for the wintertime. So really, nothing you need to do.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, Marianne. All right. Hi, Jan. What's going on with your veggies?
Yeah, well, we don't stop eating in the winter, so I don't stop growing food in the winter.
Oh,
but
good.
I'm just wondering exactly what. I mean, I've got lettuce, chard, kale, onions. Garlic. I just planted garlic, and I understand you can do shallots and Jerusalem artichokes and potatoes and beets and carrots. And I'm just wondering what needs to close and what should have some mulch around them so that the ground won't freeze.
Well,
and what else can be planted?
Yeah, you know, the warmer you keep your soil, the faster anything's going to grow. So
right.
I would suggest, mulching just about everything. If it is the leafy stuff that you're eating on the plant, then protect that from frost. Use a frost cloth or something over the top at night, and that will give you better quality leafy vegetables. But as far as the root type things go, just a good mulching and you're in good shape.
Oh, great. So you can, and also bok choy I've got growing, and nothing seems to be dying back. And the chard and kale will go out in the morning, and the leaves are totally frozen, stiff.
Yeah.
But my plants are still okay.
Yeah, you'll find that that the heavier things, the chard, the kale, the spinach, those things are pretty tough, and they'll handle quite a bit of frost. But if we start to get really cold, when we drop down into the upper 20s, then you might start to see some damage on a few of those. Chard, probably not. Kale, probably not. But some of those other things, yeah, you start to see some damage. So just a little frost cloth or something over the top will really help. So
okay, great.
Okay, thanks, Jan.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, let's go to Linda.
Yes.
What's going on with your climbing roses, huh?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out if I should be pruning those. I'm trying to get them to grow over an arbor, and I'm almost afraid to prune them.
Well, climbing roses, we don't prune like normal roses. So you can prune off the shoots that are sticking out and going off in odd directions, or you can tie them up so that they grow with the direction you want them to grow. But other than that, for a climbing rose, you really don't need to do really any other pruning.
Oh, okay. And then what about passion flower?
Well, the passion flowers, you won't have to prune either. Again, if they're getting out of control, cut them back. It doesn't matter where. Just shear them back, chop them back, whatever. But you can just let those go. They'll be fine.
And when do I prune the passion flower? Because they're still blooming.
Yeah, you don't have to prune them at all. If you want to prune them, you can prune them anytime. It won't hurt them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. All right, we got a couple moments left. If you want to squeeze in a question, 776-5368 or toll free, 1-800-373-5368. Tim Elbert's with us, and heading into, it looks like a winter weekend. We're expecting some rain. It is the 1st of November, so, it's eventually coming on us.
Yeah.
And if you haven't winterized your lawn, you probably should get it done before noon tomorrow.
Yep.
Transplanting, I guess, depends on what it is, but you can do some now. Okay. What about trees and stuff? Are you got trees? Is it okay to move a tree?
Oh, well, digging and moving a tree right now, probably not a great idea yet. You want all the foliage to drop off of them before you move them. So that way they're fully dormant. If you dig them and move them too soon, yeah, they'll recover from that, but there is a chance that you'll get some dieback and things like that. So I usually say wait till they're fully dormant. The other thing that can happen is if those leaves haven't fallen off yet, and if they're not at the right stage, then if you dig a tree or a plant and you move it, those leaves won't fall. and they'll stay there all winter, dead and ugly all winter long. So, so wait. The best thing to do is to wait until they're fully dormant and then dig and move.
Okay, because they do go through a shock, huh?
Yeah, they do.
All right. Anything else we should be doing?
Well, of course, keep thinking about decorating. Fall is a great decorating time of year. So if you're doing, you got family coming over or for the holidays and things, there's a lot of great options right now to get those porches looking great. Take advantage of Amanda down at the store right now because she is fabulous for putting pots together. And if you come in and take a look at some of the container gardens she's done, they're just amazing. So, and she can help you put together and plan that and get that going. Speaking of that, landscape planning, a lot of people recently who are just doing a lot of landscaping around, and there's still a lot of really, really good options for that. And Jim, our landscape designer, he's available on call right now. So you give us a call and let us know that you want him to come in, and he'll come down and walk through and help you design. All right.
Let's see if we can squeeze in one more question. Hi, John. What's going on with your fig tree?
Yeah, well, hi. Morning. I've got a couple fig trees. One that I kind of prune pretty regularly, but there's one that I haven't really pruned in probably 10 years. It's getting really large. Just wondering what's the best time to prune that back, cut it back maybe half or so, if that's possible.
Yeah, you can actually do that as soon as the leaves are gone.
Okay.
Yeah, so and anytime through the winter time, you're fine with that.
Great. Thanks so much.
All right.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
You too. All right. Norma, we're going to squeeze you in. What's going on?
I have broccoli that has a lot of nice shoots on it, and they're many of them have aphids. I used to spray with pesticide. Now I want to do it organically, and I want to know what to do about those.
Oh, then use the neem oil or pyrethrin. Either one of those will work really well, and they're safe to use. They're all organic. So that'll take care of them without any problem. The other thing you can do is, if you're getting up to the point where it's close to harvest, just wash them off, and they come off real easily.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Boy, they keep calling in here. Let's see. Monroe, what's up?
Hello.
Yeah,
Hi.
what's up?
Yeah, I've had some broadleaf, mostly clovers in my lawn, and a few weeks back I sprayed some broadleaf killer on there. I don't have at the tip of my tongue here exactly what the product was. I keep thinking it was a Trimec or something like that. And this stuff looks like it's trying to die, and I just don't know if I need to reapply it or if I dare not reapply it or what.
You can reapply it. It's not going to hurt anything. It may be effective still, but the temperatures have cooled down to the point where that kind of chemical is really not very effective. There's another chemical called carfentrazone. We carry it in a product called Weed Free Zone, and that seems to work when the temperatures drop down into the 50s and still be effective. So you can try your Trimec. If that doesn't work, get some of that Weed Free Zone.
All right, got to go, Monroe.
Right, thank you.
You bet.
All righty.
All right, again, Four Seasons Nursery out on Crater Lake Highway 62. Get off on Violet Road, go up about a half a mile, and open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday. And who's going to win this beautiful hanging plant of pansies?
Judy.
Judy.
Yes.
Congratulations, Judy. And you're the winner. And so you got yourself a beautiful hanging plant of pansies. And he's got a lot more of these out there.
Yep.
Or just regular pansies for the ground.
And regular pansies as well, yes.
What else can you put in the ground? Anything else? Or is it pansies probably?
Pansies are the winter flowers. So if you're looking for flowers, pansies are the one. But there's things like the kale, and there's still some mums that are blooming. What else? Coral bells and lots of different things out there with color on them.
All right. Well, enjoy the change in the weekend and with the weather and everything else. And again, don't forget, they're open 9 to 5 now, Monday through Saturday. Tim's pastor paid a visit to him and wanted to know where he was on Sunday. So he's now been summoned back to the front pew.
The altar.
Anyway, 9 to 5, Four Seasons Nursery out there on Highway 62. Get off on Violet Road. You can't miss it. It's right there on the right. It's gorgeous. And pay him a visit. Any questions you may have. And again, congratulations, Judy. We'll see you next time, big guy.
All right, thanks.
We'll see you again, too.
Hi, I'm Jim and I work at theDove TV. Every weekday between 6 and 8 a.m., our award-winning news and sports team bring you the best morning show around. It's live, it's honest, and it's a whole lot of fun. And you help make it happen. Did you know that more than 90% of our income comes from people like you? You can help us continue to air local programs that share your voice by making a secure online donation at our website, thedove.us.